Hello, hello. We'll see if this is actually working. Well, who knows? Technology could be quite a fickle little thing. Very interesting. We'll see if this continues to work. It's giving me a little bit of an error message, but that's okay. Welcome, everyone. So again, let me know if you can't hear me, music's too loud or anything like that. We'll see what happens here. Everything looks good on my end, but I wanted to get on here. I wanted to talk about the strikes. I wanted to talk about the rest of the content. So some of this, even if there aren't a lot of people here, gonna be talking about it. So that's gonna be great. Because I want to be able to have this content for future so people can watch it and understand where I'm coming from. I have lots of plans for the rest of the year. And yeah, and I agree. MSTO. Hollywood is morally bankrupt and the studios are greedy and lazy. Pay the people what they're worth. I agree. I think it's worth talking about that first. Let's see here. It keeps giving me a message. I'm not a fan of that. So let me do something real quick here. It doesn't like the background video, so I am gonna just audio is fine, cool. It's the video, my background video, it's not a big fan of. So I'm gonna just stretch this out. We'll cover it and I will worry about that later. I was under the impression that this was not gonna give me issues, but you know, that's okay. We'll deal with that. All right, so let's talk about the strikes and why I posted what I originally posted in this morning and how that affects me and why it's such a sticky situation for creators because there's so much misinformation and there's so much that is being spread out there right now. A lot of the information over the weekend was saying that even if you were making content for non-profit, non-promotion, if you were making content that could look bad, and if you were going to potentially try to get in the union down the road, that could potentially prohibit you from doing that. So that was definitely concerning. And also, you want to be able to stand in solidarity, of course, with the people that are doing this, along with also like some of my friends who are also part of the unions. So it was a lot of tricky things to maneuver and think about. And pretty much where I got to this morning was like, yeah, it's pretty much recommended not to. However, then people started sending me messages from Greg Alba put out a tweet. I think he messaged and emailed about Secret Invasion, and so it is looking more and more like the fact is that if the content is not promoted work, meaning you're not taking work for if you're not taking work from them, if you're not taking any paid promotion or job, then you're fine. So obviously I'm not I'm small. I'm not being paid. So at this point right now, it does look like that I might have jumped the gun. However, I was going with the information that I had. So but I'm glad that I'm able to keep making content. Not necessarily acting aspirations, more on the writing side. So writing and producing are the, if I were to get into film, those are the two that I want to. But I'm excited. So Lost, though, speaking of Lost, Lost was tricky. So season 6, the premiere, I ran into an issue. Well, first of all, it's tricky because it's a two-parter, so it's double the content to edit. And plus, with it being now the final season, there's more that I want to include. But I did have a technical problem. And I remember when I recorded this, is that for the first, I think 20 minutes, I for some reason, the video audio did not record. So I had to go back and I had to get the audio from the show, put it in, match it so it sync correctly as best as I could. You know, it's not going to be perfect one to one, but it's going to be pretty close. and then go ahead and edit, on top of course, fighting the normal copyright issues and everything like that. So that is why, and then also the past week, and so I've been really busy, went away with the siblings, which was really fun. But that's all to say that it is coming. Season 6 begins tomorrow. Season 6 is actually, for those who have not picked up on it, I have talked about it in the comments. Some people might not realize, but season 6 is filmed, has been filmed. It was filmed back in January before everything blew up in my life. So season 6 is ready to go, working on editing it and getting it out, which will be part of like what's coming down the road. So I'm very excited for that. But at least right now it looks like that it looks like everything is good to continue making content. Do you use StreamYard? I do not. I was like, I see my logo on there. I guess that's because of the YouTube video. I was like, what is that? Anyway, do I use StreamYard? No, actually, I use OBS. Like the actual like OBS Studios, not OBS Streamlabs, I think is the other one. There's like 2 different versions. I use OBS, so it's free. It's the one that pretty much most people use, and it's pretty simple. It does take a little bit to get used to and learning, but it's not too bad once you start to get to know it a little bit. But yeah, ultimately, I stand by and I support the writers. I support the actors. Most of them are not getting paid what you think they're getting paid. You know, you see these big names that are getting these multi-million-dollar contracts and all that stuff, but there are so many that are just people that love this hobby, love this passion, and you know they deserve to be able to live. That's all they're asking for, is to live. So and I want to make this also clear, that I know that this could potentially come up, is that like, oh, you retracted because you started losing subscribers. Like, no, if it was required and it was expected that streamers or content creators or whatever would stop making content, I would still stop making content. That's up to you if you want to not follow or whatever. Like, but I will also, because I do recommend this, I saw from one of my friends that you put like essentially like a disclaimer that this was made during this time, and that this that you do stand in solidarity with those that are striking. I mean, it's a different time and age now, because the last time that a strike happened with both of these unions on strike was 60 years ago. The internet was not really a thing back then. So it's a very different world, a very different time. I am very excited though. Gonna continue doing streaming on Twitch, which will be fun. Doing that in the evenings. Continue doing reactions, having those go out on YouTube. And all that good stuff. Yeah, StreamYard's pretty good. StreamYard is actually, it's really good for doing interviews and like really quick and such. StreamYard has a lot of good simplicity to it. It's a very quick it's very quick. Like, you could just get it going really quick and get people in going really quick. So, but right now the big plan is to be making Lost. Lost will be going for the foreseeable future, which would be taking us through the end of August. And then I have things planned for September through December for the rest of the year. Which is crazy to think about. Like, can y'all think about the fact that we are literally in July, halfway through July. Which is just crazy. So again, if you have questions about Lost You have questions about the writer's strike. You have questions about whatever. We can talk about it. I'll be talking about the other shows that I'll be covering this year. Especially since Lost is going to be winding down. The screen went white. Still looks good on my end, but maybe something happened here. Let's see. I'll check on my phone real quick. Maybe just give it a refresh, MSEO. It seems to be working still pretty good on my end. Stranger Things, when will that happen? Great question. Let's bring up. Let's see if I can do this without causing chaos for myself. Let's talk about the schedule. Guess now is a good time for that. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up here. Oh, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted. Cool. All right. Let me pull back the chat up. I put y'all to the side. Okay, so this is where we're going to be. This does look like it's good on there. Okay, yeah, my video's all good. I just was making sure there. I was like, for a second, I thought I was frozen. Okay, so this is what's going on for the remaining of the summer. This part I will be clipping and making as a YouTube, like a separate YouTube video so that people can see what's planned for the rest of the year. So remaining summer, which is July through September. Obviously, we got Lost. Lost is going to be finishing and wrapping up. It's going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays per usual. Season 6 premiere tomorrow. And then obviously ending season 6 with on August. Yeah, that's August. I know my months. That's going to be on August 24th. Several videos are planned after, like the epilogue is recorded. I plan on doing several like rankings, and I want to also do oh, MSEO, I got you now. Woo, went right over my head. Okay. that's good. That's good. All right, so several videos are planned after rankings. I want to see if I could do a conversation with Nicole again. That was really fun. That did really well, actually. My friend Steven, he also is a big Lost fan. We do the Marvel Cast podcast together, so I would love to do that with him. But yes, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Lost. There will be, actually, because of my little vacation here and the technical problems with getting that audio fixed, the end of July there will be some extra uploads, so when you see those, don't be too shocked. So for like the end of July, you're gonna see a couple extra here. I'm like pulling up my calendar here because I don't remember the exact. So it looks like you'll see one, you know, normally on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, but then I have one planned for this Saturday and Sunday, and then the following Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday in here. All right. So that is Lost. Lots of great content. And also the thing about Lost is that it's a big part of why people, you know, watch the content on here. And so, like, I am very going to be intrigued to see what happens afterwards. Like, obviously, there's going to be more shows and more content. But I also want to keep doing Lost content because I love Lost. So, definitely going to be needing y'all's advice and suggestions for videos and content. All right, but what about after Lost? Well, in September, I'm going to go ahead and finish The Haunting of Hill House. That show is scary as heck. Literally, go back and you can see my reactions to episode 1 and 2. I'm a scaredy cat watching this show. So this will be starting in September because Lost will be finishing in August. So then we will be getting The Haunting of Hill House on Mondays, which will be very exciting to see that wrap up. So I'm going to go ahead back and rewatch the first 2 episodes. So I'm just familiar with that. I'm going to be scared. And we're going to go ahead and start this on September 4th and get it finished in October, just in time for the spooky season. What else is coming in September? Midnight Mass is also going to finish. I did record the finale. This will be starting in September as well. This will be on Fridays, on September 8th to 23rd, September 8th. And then the finale will be on October 14th because it is a shorter season. They do 7 episodes. This will be also ending the final 2 episodes on Saturdays because Loki season 2 will be starting up in October. So Midnight Mass and also Haunting of Hill House for spooky season. And then Ahsoka will also premiere in August. So ending in August will be Ahsoka. Those will be on Wednesdays because that's when they will be going up live. Those will be going up as soon as I can watch and record it early in the morning, which is 3 a.m. Eastern for me. I have heard really good things about Bly Manor. Bly Manor is definitely on the list. I'm not sure if we're gonna wait until like next spooky season or sometime next year, but it will definitely be next year. It won't be this year. But I wanted to at least get those 2 finished because those 2 were started. Want to get those nice and tied up. Ahsoka also has a 2-episode premiere, and it will end on October 4th, the day after my birthday. So the first week of October you're gonna see is kind of wild, but it's just kind of the way that it worked out with it being a new quarter and also being the ending of Ahsoka. Fall. Speaking of fall, let's talk about fall, October to December. This is when things are really going to start picking up and doing what I need it to be. Okay. So, Stranger Things. This is definitely what some people have been waiting for and looking for. Season 2 has been filmed. It is being edited. Those will be going up on Tuesdays starting in October, premiering on October 3rd, ending on November 28th. But that still leaves us with a month left. And yes, season 3 will also start in December on December 12th. Those will also be on Tuesdays as well, which is exciting. Season 3 is also filmed because I watched season 2 and then I had to watch season 3. But they're both recorded, so that's gonna be exciting. So there shouldn't be delays on those as well, and they are being worked on. Do you know when MarvelCast return? We are in the middle of talking about that. We've both been very busy with the summer, and then we all have our own personal commitments. We also are talking because of the writers' strike and actor strike. We might be postponing for a little bit and then coming back. So we're still talking about it. So we'll probably make an announcement at some point here about an update, at least, so everyone knows about that. Breaking Bad will also resume in October for the fall. This will be like, the plan is to have 2 shows that are old shows and then maybe 1 live. So there's like 3 shows going on at the channel at once. So you'll have 2 old shows, 1 live show. I think that's a pretty good balance and should give plenty of content for everyone. This will give us Breaking Bad on Thursday. Season 2 will premiere on October 5th and it would end all the way through the end of the quarter, taking us to December 28th. So the return of Walter White and Jesse and all of that good stuff, that will be fun. I'm very excited. I have not started recording season 2 yet. That will be recorded very soon, so that we can get those edited and up, which is exciting. It's been a while. I really liked the first season more than I expected. Loki is going to be the live show during this quarter. It will be season 2 supposed to premiere on October 6th. This has not changed. There's been a recent report that has stated that it's still there should be 6 episodes. This would take us till November 10th. This would also be another roughly like 3 to 6 a.m. Eastern release, being the fact that it'll be a upload at 3 a.m. for us on the East Coast. Echo will then also be on Fridays after the release of Loki. Echo is going to be interesting because Echo is going to be a season dump. First time, I believe, for Disney Plus to do this, especially for a Marvel show. So what's happening is the premiere is going to be on Wednesday the 29th, but they're dropping all the episodes. I will be doing one a week, which will on Fridays after that premiere. So you'll get the first episode on the 29th, and then every Friday after that, and that will take us through December 29th. I'm really intrigued by the show. There's been a lot of talks about it behind the scenes, that it's like really good. A lot of talks that it's really bad. I am personally intrigued. Echo was an interesting character in Hawkeye, so we will just have to see what that show brings for us. So, to summarize everything, July and August, you get Lost on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Ahsoka on Wednesdays, starting on, I don't know why I blanked there, on August 23rd. And then in September, you get The Haunting of Hill House on Mondays, Ahsoka on Wednesdays, Midnight Mass on Fridays. October, like I said, the first week is crazy. You get The Haunting of Hill House on Mondays, but it will end on the 23rd. Stranger Things on Tuesdays. Ahsoka on Wednesdays, also ending on October 4th. Breaking Bad on Thursdays. Loki on Fridays. And Midnight Mass on Saturdays, but that ends on October 14th. November, it's going to take us in. We'll still have Stranger Things on Tuesdays and Breaking Bad on Thursdays. Those are the main two shows that will be on for the foreseeable future until they both end. Echo will premiere on Wednesday, November 29th. Loki will end on November 10th on Fridays. And then taking us to the last month of the year, the last month of the quarter, we'll have Stranger Things and Breaking Bad on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Echo on Fridays, ending on December 29th. So, yes, that is so interesting. At least Lost won't be affected by the writer's strike on your channel like it was when it was originally aired. That is right. The show was out whenever the last writer's strike, which is just crazy to me. And that's because that was during season 4, if I'm correct, because season 4 was then shortened. And I like season 4. Season 4 was good. So that is everything for the schedule. It's definitely, it's loaded, but it's balanced, because when I was definitely running myself into the ground, I was doing a show every day essentially, and that was just not working at that time. I can't do a show a day when I'm a full-time employee at my job that, you know, brings me my living, and also doing my Utini work where I'm a content manager and I put 10 to 15 hours into that. So I have to find balance. And so I think starting out, reviving the channel back up post Lost, I think it's gonna be wise to do just 2 shows, always have 2 shows. And then if there's a live show that I want to do, I'll plug that in, whether that's a Disney Plus show, House of the Dragon, but also realizing not doing more than one, and that if there are 2 going on at the same time, then I will wait until the one is over. I will prioritize one. And I think having 3 shows is fair. And the only reason, like, looking at October here, why it's wild is because these 2 shows, The Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass, started the month before. They both only have a few episodes left. And then Ahsoka will be ending in that first week. And then Loki starts up. So really, when these 2, Midnight Mass and Haunting of Hill House, drop, essentially Stranger Things and Breaking Bad come. But I'm just starting them in the beginning of the month instead of waiting. And like in November is really like when we'll really start to see that regular schedule where you have the 2 main shows and then the live show, just one live show. And we'll just have to see what happens. I'm very excited. Lost is definitely the all-star of the channel, that's for sure. But unfortunately, there's not a million seasons of Lost, so I do have to cover other shows as well. And so Stranger Things and Breaking Bad will go into the new year. Stranger Things will probably... I think if I looked at the schedule, because I kind of looked to see, because there'll be a little bit of season 3. I really need... Because I think... Yeah, because season 3 will start at the end of December, and it finishes in January. Meaning that by March, Stranger Things will be caught up. I know the episodes are massive, so those are going to be such a pain in the butt to edit, but that's going to be that. So then after Stranger Things, then because I don't think there was any other lingering shows that were left to be recorded, really. I think then at that point, we're all caught up. You know, there's a few other things that I could get up there, but like we'll be able to start a new show. So will be interesting to see. So March will be adding a show with Breaking Bad, because Breaking Bad will be going on for a while, because I think it's a 16 episode, 5 or 6 season show. Breaking Bad will be going through most of next year. I read the novella House of the Dragon will be from start to finish. Yeah, House of the Dragon is my favorite show from last year, or whenever it aired. It was my favorite show. Like, it is very good. Absolutely one of my favorites. So let's put me back on the main screen here. Cool. So that's where we are. I am gonna be curious to see, because let's actually see here. I want to look, because the last community poll, which was what brought Breaking Bad in, I think that was the one that won. Let's see. It's interesting to see where it was before. Oh, I already started working on the third one. Let's look at the second one here. Okay, so yeah. Breaking Bad won. The community vote to become the next show on the channel. So now the question is going to be what comes next. When I do the vote, what I will do is I will add everything that gets at least one vote to the community poll. Anything that has a 0 will be dropped. And then there will always be a write-in option. So if you don't see something you want, you can always add it to the list. This will not be going up until probably February or March for whenever Stranger Things finishes. But looking at the past one, right behind Breaking Bad was Squid Games. No, Dexter. Dexter was right behind. And then right behind Dexter was Squid Games. So Dexter Squid Games could be potentially the next show on the channel. Squid Games would be really cool because of the fact that there is a second season planned to come out at some point. All right, I'm still to find a show I've enjoyed as much as Lost since it's ended. It's been 13 years. I've heard that a lot. And next year's the 20th anniversary of the premiere, if I recall. And I'm hoping that there's a reunion at least, or some sort of content. That'd be really fun, I think. I also would like to have a 4K, because I'm now collecting physical movies and such, and The Lost would be a show I would want to own physically, and if I could get a 4K of that. All right, let's see. Stranger Things I chose because that's one I wanted to do, so that was on here. That was back a little bit, but I wanted to do that, so that one got picked. Let's see. What were some of the other big hitters on here that got quite a bit of votes? Really, there was only two other ones that got a lot of votes, and that was The 100 and Euphoria. So we'll see. Two very different shows, to say the least. Euphoria would be so hard because I know the content in there, and I know that would be definitely tricky to edit. But I mean, I had to edit House of the Dragon, so I mean, it can't be too worse than that. But yes, if you are coming in late, I am gonna continue making content until like they are like literally saying like, yeah, no, don't make any reaction videos, don't do this, don't do that. Especially as someone who would want to eventually potentially be a writer, like it's something I have to like be very cautious about. So, but at this point right now, everything seems to be fine. So. And I hope you are all doing very well as well. Really wanted this to be a chance to just talk for a little bit, explain essentially what my thought process going in with everything, and then also what the content for the rest of the year. So I didn't want to play a game and distract myself or anything. It's great chatting with you as well. I really do appreciate your support. I know it could be messy, but I am very appreciative, and hopefully everything is calming down. And yes, hope to see you if I'm still up. I have not seen 24 or Prison Break. Those were definitely on the original list. Those might have. Let's see if they were on this list here. They might have got. I know they were definitely on the first one. They might have got dropped going into this. I'm looking. Prison Break was still on this list, but 24 was not. So Prison Break definitely has a chance. I have not seen that. Also, guys, it's Barbie and Oppenheimer week, which is fantastic. I'm excited for those movies. That's the thing, is that there's quite a few shows that I have not seen that is going to be really fun to experience through reacting to them. So a lot of big shows, like Lost, even like that's so great. The fact that I get to experience Stranger Things with y'all, the fact that I get to experience Breaking Bad. I do wonder if after Breaking Bad ends, I wonder if the community is gonna want me to react to Better Call Saul. I wonder if that's gonna be what happens next. I could see that happening. Probably be getting off around 7-ish. Just chilling and vibing. It'd be cool also to watch an anime, because I have not watched many anime. I've watched Death Note, Danganronpa. I feel like there was one other one. Oh yeah, I watched The Ajin, I think it's on Netflix. So those are the 3 I've seen. I have a friend who wants to show me a Demon Slayer, so I won't be able to more than likely react to that because my friend's gonna be showing me that. And he's like extremely excited for that. So that should be fun. Stranger Things season 4 is gonna be wild because of almost all of those episodes are like over an hour and a half long. One is like close to 2 hours, I think, or something crazy like that. And I'm just like, how? Once I react to them, I'll have to see like what other reactors did because those are movies. So once again, I do hope that everyone is having a great evening. I hope that y'all are doing well. If you have any questions or anything, drop it in the chat. Man, one day I'm gonna be it's gonna be crazy when I know that it will happen when I am doing content in different ways, in different, not just YouTube, but in other avenues of doing journalism and other projects that I want to do. I'm gonna be doing a fun project for next year, and it's something that could definitely develop into something more than just next year, but the project and the goal and the idea is for next year. So very excited for that. More details to come in the next couple of months for that. Top 3 favorite films. That is near impossible. So I obviously can't pick every Star Wars, or I would. So I usually just go with the one Star Wars. So I go with New Hope, which is my favorite. I would then go with, let's just pull up. What do I have listed as my top 4 on Letterboxd? That's a fun idea. Yeah, Star Wars, Scream, the original Scream is incredible. And then Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club is like comfort soup for me. And then Sing Street. Sing Street is such an underrated film. If you haven't seen Sing Street, like, do yourself a favor and watch Sing Street. It's so good. Sing Street is incredible. Yeah, we'll probably wrap this up around 7. And this will be able to be watched, and I will be clipping the schedule and everything. Favorite YouTuber? That's tricky because I don't know. I don't watch a lot of YouTube for entertainment, really. I watch a lot of YouTube right now for learning and to craft my skills and such. I've been watching a lot of Colin and Samir recently. Harris Heller is another big one that I follow. I watch his YouTube videos the minute they come out. Those are the 2 big ones. I guess when it comes to like entertainment wise, I guess I really love, especially when it comes to gaming, and also some of her vlogs too about IRL. Alana Pierce. I don't know. There's just something about her that she has a magnetic personality that just kind of draws you in and makes you like want to like just listen. She also has a really good mindset when it comes to the gaming community, gaming industry as a whole. Um, like besides Game Ranks, she's like my go-to when it comes to video games. So, Mr. Mr. Beast, I am not in general. I'm not a fan of the content style per se. It's a little off-putting to me. I think it's remarkable, incredible what he's done. However, I have fallen down like a rabbit hole of watching some of his videos because I watched some interviews that he did with Colin and Samir, and I've been just kind of seeing what he does and such. And as I gather research and information and such for content for the project for next year, it's interesting. I like to see like what's going on, what others are doing. I have heard that name. I've not looked into Orion Tryon as much, but I did see that they talked about him or talked to him. So that's definitely one that I need to check out for sure. For sure. I will cut it off here in a couple minutes when it hits about 45 minutes. That's a nice solid length. Let's see here. Just checking one final thing. I did. So I went to it was like a music festival. It was a music festival and a music festival and a tattoo convention, I guess, all in one. My brother's really into metal music, so he wanted to see some artists. So I went in because there was like one band that I kind of like liked and enjoyed. So I went with it because I'm all about experiencing and just really seeing what's out there, even if it's not my thing. Definitely was not my thing. I liked the band that I wanted to see, which was really good and really enjoyable. It was really interesting though because it's like held on this grounds of this the Ohio State Penitentiary basically, or reformatory I guess is what it's called, and it's an abandoned like prison essentially, and it is just creepy as all heck, and it's also kind of solemn, and it's just like you saw the pictures, like they were. It's just yeah, it was in Ohio. Yeah, I don't remember like where in Ohio it was. Let's see. I can look it up because I can look up where um the prison was. It was in okay, so it's Ohio State Reformatory, Mansfield, Ohio. Yeah, and I don't know. It's sad and kind of creepy as the prison was. It was really inspiring in other ways too. Like it really sparked some creative ideas and stories. Apparently, they filmed the Shawshank Redemption there. I actually have not seen that movie. Um, that'll probably be one maybe I watch and put on the Patreon once I get that up and going. Doing movie reactions on Patreon. Like commentary more than reaction per se, because you would have to match up the video. But yeah, it was an interesting, unique experience. Would I go to a metal music festival again? Probably not. But yeah, it was definitely an experience. It was a memory to say the least. You're in Texas. I used to live in Texas for about a year and a half. I lived in, oh gosh, Garden Valley, just outside of Tyler, east of east of Dallas. That's it. That's it. I had to think about that. What big city that was. Texas was an adventure too. But every time I was taking pictures in the prison, it was definitely just giving me story ideas and different creativity, and just it was very interesting and unique. I'm glad that they did that though, because it definitely really on top of the band that I wanted to see, it gave me something else that I could really like say, oh yeah, this was really worth going, you know, making the trip for and spending the money for. So Austin. I did not make it to Austin when I was in Texas. I did go to Houston, that area, and then I also went to on the very like southernmost border. I forget what the name of the city or the town was, but it's like right on the border, like right in the corner. Okay, the old Wyoming State Prison. That has got to be creepy. I'm gonna pull it up here. Old Wyoming. I liked it though. Like it's interesting. Why? I cannot spell Wyoming today. Oh yeah, there we go. It just popped up. It's like it's listening to me. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's got the same. It almost creepily got the same vibe, like the same exterior and the same, almost like the same interior. Like I'm looking at these photos and I'm like, these are like the photos that I took. I wonder if they just built these penitentiaries like all the same. Yeah. It literally looks like I'm like looking at the photos here and it looks a little nicer though, like it looks a little less like run down-ish, but it's still almost like a spit-in image of that. But yeah, metal music's not my thing, but overall it was a good trip. It was nice to get away. I got some sun, got sunburned in the face very, very clearly. All right, I am going to be wrapping this up. I do appreciate everyone and all your support. Look out for Lost tomorrow. I do, again, it means a lot. I know there have been hiccups along the line, but, you know, we're in it for the long haul, and I cannot wait for the next shows for the rest of the year. Breaking Bad, Stranger Things, Haunting of Hill House, Midnight Mass, all the spooky ooky, and all that good vibes. Thank you all again, and everyone have a great evening.